Hey everyone. There's an emerging product category in payments, which is called payment orchestration um, platforms. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between payment gateways and payment orchestration platforms. So let's start with what is payment gateway. So it is a front-end technology which collects the customer information from the merchant, and it passes it to acquiring bank or the acquirer. In other words, PGs, the payment gateways, they authorize a particular transactions, and there are a couple of different ways in which you can deploy a payment gateway. I have used one of these ways. There are three ways. Number one is when a merchant's website is PCI compliant, then merchant can directly integrate with the payment gateways APIs. And if merchant's website is not compliant, then you can use one of these two models that you can directly embed payment gateways page, or you can also embed payment gateways form fields within merchant's website. And in my experience, when I was working for a company where we used to collect payment from credit card and debit cards, we embedded the payment gateway providers form fields in our internal product because our website was not PCI compliant, and we used assembly for that. And now let's talk about kind of what really happens when a customer enters his payment information. So when user clicks purchase, payment gateway can show a pre-configured list of payment methods which can be configured by the merchant, and then user enters his details and then he submits. And then payment gateway checks with the acquirer or payment service provider, which is PSP, whether the transaction is authorized or not. And when this authorization is happening, it's essentially about whether this card is not stolen, this card has balance and things like that. And when payment gateway receives the confirmation, success or failure, merchant, in case of success, it proceeds to deliver goods to the consumers. And as a the next step, merchant uploads or submits each of these authorized transactions to payment gateway, and payment gateway aggregates all these authorized transactions each day before a cutoff time, and they submit this whole file to acquirer for the settlement. When acquirer receives the funds from the issuer and then deposits the fund from merchant's accounts. So I'm just gonna kind of give you a run through of the steps again. As a consumer, you go to merchant's website, you purchase a particular product, you enter your payment information. Payment gateway collects this payment information and reaches out to its acquirer to validate the transaction. And once the transaction is validated and it receives success or failure, it passes that information to merchant. Based on success or failure, it proceeds to kind of deliver the goods, and at the end of at the end of the business day, or whenever merchant has kind of integrated their solution with payment gateway, they uploads all these authorized transactions to payment gateway, and then payment gateway kind of aggregates all these transactions, and they submit it to acquirer for the settlement. Acquirer receives this a file, and then they receive the payment from the issuer and they deposit it to merchant's accounts. This is for what is happening when payment is being made via payment gateway. Now let's talk about the payment orchestration platforms and how they are different from payment gateways. Payment gateways are foundations of payment orchestration platforms. Payment orchestration platforms offer a lot more. There are primarily two reasons why merchants, retailers, banks, they go ahead with payment orchestration platform. Number one is that payment orchestration platforms increase their revenue, they optimize their revenue by improving conversion rates, and they also kind of reduce the cost. So these are like two things that they allow merchants and banks to do that. And payment orchestration platforms achieve it by maintaining a comprehensive ecosystem of local, regional, global PSPs, fraud management system, 3D secure solutions, multiple solutions, and simplifying network tokenizations and other value-added services. There are quite a few payment orchestration platforms. Gravy is another one, Paydoc is another one, and then Data Mesh is another one. AP Plus is also building its own AP Plus bridge. Just a quick recap that what are other services a payment orchestration platform can provide in addition to payment gateway. It maintains a comprehensive list of local, regional, global PSPs, or payment service providers. It also maintains a list of fraud management systems. It also offers 3D solutions. It also offers tokenization services, and it offers few other value-added services as well. So this is different between payment gateway and payment orchestration platform.